So, 21 years ago, my husband and I started a ministry named Judea Harvest. So, the first 1,000 tents, he felt he wanted to pitch by himself. He had to go and do it, get some extra help, go into the fields, go into the rurals, go into the squatters and pitch tents. With a lot of these cases, I went with him. And I was so intrigued when I drove through those squatter camps and I saw the many children, and I'm talking about 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, walking on the streets by themselves without supervision. That actually frightened me. It scared me a lot because I thought, what can happen to these children? They are not in school. They are not in a safe place. They are not learning. How is it possible that these children are walking alone in the streets? So my husband and I talked a lot about this, and we decided, why don't we speak to our pastors and ask them, please, you are using your tent on Sundays. Let's make it available to take these children off the street and put them into a tent scenario where they are safe, where there is people that will look after them. So our pastors actually was very excited about it, and they said, no, that would be wonderful, because that means a tent will be used 7 days a week. 1 day for doing some church work, preaching, worshiping, and 5 days looking after all these vulnerable children. So when we saw the children were safe, we saw that most of them came to school very hungry, and most of them were very sick. So we spoke to these teachers, and they told us many of these children are coming to school and they have no food. They haven't been given porridge or anything. So we started a feeding program, which we use rice, soya, mixed veg, and a supplement of vitamins that has been designed by a doctor friend of ours that has a master's degree in minerals and nutrition for children. So we started them on this feeding scheme, and their whole lives changed. They started running around, started talking, stopped crawling if they had to walk, and we saw amazing miracles happen. And then we realized we also have to start teaching these children. But we had a challenge before us, because our teachers was old mamas that hadn't had grade 12. They hadn't maybe grade 7 or grade 6. So we had to come up with a course that they were able to understand and to roll out. And we knocked on various doors to find a course, and we couldn't get a course. So we decided to develop our own course. And it's a course that has all the elements of the teaching skills that you need for children. And superimposed on this course, we use the Bible. So if children learn about maths, we can take an apple, because of the fact that we developed this course to use a child with his whole brain and all his senses. We can take an apple and take a Bible story about God's plants or fruits or the sin of Adam and Eve, and we can teach them about fruit. We can teach them about color. We can teach them about maths, because we can divide. If we divide again, we multiply. But so we are using the Bible as the basis of the theory of education for children. And all our children, when they are finished at grade 6, they are ready to go to grade 7. Because our government does nothing for preschoolers. There is no program for a child from when it's born to when it has to go to school. And that is why in our country so many children fall out at grade 10 or 9 or just before grade 12 is because in those critical area time of a child's life, from 1 year old to 7, they don't have any educational background. So that is why we decided to develop this course. It's called Elevate, and we roll it out in South Africa, so as well as Malawi and Mozambique. And it's a wonderful course because we are using also recycled material, because there's not always money for these teachers to go and buy educational toys. So we use bottles for music, we use bottle caps for counting. So anything that you can make something of, we use that people throw away, that they think nothing about, we use to help educate our children. This course has been accredited by our government as well as one of our universities. So it's a wonderful, wonderful course that we are so proud of that we could develop it. So here is our challenge. We only have touched 10% of our teachers' lives and only trained 10% of our teachers that is in the system of 1,300 preschools. So this is our vision. We would love to train all our teachers in this Elevate course and help them to get our children school ready, because our children is the future, and our future for South Africa and in other countries lie in the training of our children. Janice and ICM, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your involvement, for helping us to build some training centers for these children and these teachers. You are an amazing blessing. Your ministry is amazing. I honor you and your father for the vision that you've had to start building churches, and then even started helping us to build some preschools. So we invite you, please take part in this challenge. Come and help us. Help us change South Africa, and help us change our children's life, and help us change the women of South Africa. Thank you.